everyone, I'm Neelima. I'm a mother, a researcher, an educator, and a proud citizen of Indore, the cleanest city of India. Supermom Contest is a celebration of motherhood. It's a salute to all the mothers who inspire their children to be confident, respectable, and successful citizens of the country. Today, I'm sitting in a very beautiful campus of the Emerald Heights International School. मेरे साथ स्कूल के प्रिंसिपल डायरेक्टर मिस्टर सिद्धार्थ सिंह सर हैं. मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूँगी सर, you have been a compassionate leader, a passionate professional. मैं कम से कम 6-7 साल से तो आपको जानती हूँ. So how much of you does come from your mother?
I think apart from being her son, I'll first speak professionally because I had the opportunity to work with her, and she passed away almost 10 years ago, and till today you can feel her soul in the campus. So that is the difference between a profession and passion. When you are passionate, even after you are gone, people will remember you, and the values that you carry will always be part of the institution that you were part of. And the school where Emerald Heights is concerned, it is all about her passion, and I am walking in her footsteps. And a lot of my values, a lot of my passion for education, to do something for the kids, and a lot of teachers tell me that a lot of my habits are very similar to my mom. So I think that's something to be very proud of, and I'm happy that I'm able to fulfill her dream. So that's my one mission in life, is that to be more like her, very frankly.
I completely agree with you because I have met ma'am many a times, and I've always feel her grounded. She's passionate about education and her school. So Siddharth, you have brought this school to another height. The international associations, the staff development programs, and the recent launching of Niranjana School. So how do you get this vision? What makes you such visionary?
See, ultimately the main aim for us at Emerald Heights is whatever opportunities we can get for students. So I always tell the parents that you promise to work hard, and I'll promise that whatever best opportunities are there in the world, they'll be given to your child. It's as simple as that. Be it sports infrastructure, be it academic infrastructure, be it international collaborations, conferences, exchange programs, MUNs, and all other co-curriculars, writing clubs, robotics. So we are very fortunate to have support of our parents, that they are able to give that kind of trust and support to the school, that we are able to explore more things for our students. And the main reason to do that is simply, as I said earlier, it's about the passion. It's not a professional approach to the school, it's a very passionate approach to the school, to the students. And I'm sure everyone who's associated with Emerald Heights know that any child, all 4,000 students of the school, are free to come and meet me or call me anytime. So I have that connection with so many of them. I have relations, personal relations, and I'm in touch with so many of them who are doing so well across the world. The idea for Niranjana was again comes from a lot of from a place where we wanted to give back to the society. I don't think many people know that Emerald Heights got its first grounding from Manorama, which it was a school started in 8,000 square feet, which happened to be my ancestral house. So now people, when they see a 100-acre campus, they don't realize that the school was there, it started from there, and we didn't have this campus before. So when we decided, what do we do with that building which is there, and so we thought of this idea called the Niranjana School, which again is a very different idea, because it's a very boutique school concept where we want to give them all the opportunities to all the girls that will be part of Niranjana, and we have received a very good response from the city, and I'm sure that we will do great work there. So similarly to our school, we would like to give them a very good academic background, a lot of opportunities for internationalism, for career counseling, for other co-curricular activities, and a lot of support. So our students will be involved in that, our teachers will be involved in that, I'll personally be involved there. And we want to basically give good education to 700 girls. So it's as I said initially, it's a boutique school. So the total strength of the school, when it is still class 12, will be affiliated to ICSE.
Okay.
and we'll have 700 girls. That's the complete strength of the school.
Lovely. And what if more girls want to be there? What if more mothers inspire their girls to be there?
So, it's always it's very competitive to get in Emerald Heights. I'm sure that it's going to be competitive to get. So, when we do any project, we are very aware of the fact that we cannot help everyone. But at the same time, that should not deter us in making that step, or taking that step, or making that plan, or kind of going for the progress part. Because you have to take the first step. I'll be very happy if I'm able to place one of these girls to Harvard in the years to come.
My best wishes, and I'm so happy that it's all girls school. That means we are creating future mothers who are further able to inspire their children. Now, a very different kind of a question, Siddharth. It would be very easy for you to be, a distracted youth. You must have got fertile grounds. So, any moment, of time when you felt that you are losing direction, you are, getting distracted from your path, difference of opinion with the parents, and then maybe your mother stood up and brought you back, or you came back. So is there any experience of that sort in your life?
Yes, I think absolutely. I think everyone goes through that phase, and I have also gone through that phase. I remember when I was in school, though I was a national player, and I was not a bad student, but then at some point I had this in my mind that I don't want to be in education, I want to be in construction, and to be in construction, education is not important. But then obviously with the guidance of my parents, both my parents, my father and my mother, they made sure that I understood. And the point that I really understood that was when I remember it very, it's like I remember it like it was yesterday. It was my first class in US when I went for my undergrad. And the professor, it was Business 101, so that means the first class of business, and Professor Ettel. The first thing he said that, people are going to give you examples like Bill Gates, and he didn't go to college, and this one, and that time Mark Zuckerberg was not there, but he gave us a couple of examples. He's like, don't believe them. He's like, Bill Gates was in Harvard when he dropped out. And he dropped out because, he had very good grades. So when you compare, when you look at the world, majority of people who do well are well educated, but the examples which are given are wrong. They only talk about the 1% who are successful without education. So we don't talk about people who got educated. Today Elon Musk, everyone is talking about, he's very educated. Donald Trump was very educated. I mean, be what it may. Bill Gates was in Harvard, again comes from a very educated family.
Absolutely.
Mark Zuckerberg was in Harvard, Google creators were in Stanford. So these are some of the top colleges that's very difficult to get into. So they had a very, very strong academic background, very strong profile. So I think today the teenagers today, the distractions today are much, much more with social media, with information. And recently we have launched a youth research program. And the specific reason of launching research at class 7th and 8th is because we have to teach our children to dissect information. What messages they get on WhatsApp, what they see on Facebook, it's all fake news.
We are browsing into contents, but
yes,
what to choose.
Exactly. So, today I can literally say something and WhatsApp it to 10 people and then WhatsApp it to 1,000 people. And there is no check. And I'm not responsible for what information I put out because everyone is able to publish. There is no check there. So I think teenagers and parents, teenagers have to realize to respect their parents, and they should be on track and not get distracted by the social media and what all is happening around them, because I frankly believe to be successful, discipline has to be there in life. You have to learn how to delay your pleasures, and that's how success comes. It's very, very difficult otherwise with the competition.
Amazing. I really love the last quote that you have to delay your pleasures. Yeah. Wonderful. So now you have to choose one. Okay, you may take it as a quick fire round. So my first question is, what do you rate higher to succeed in life? Self-confidence or academic excellence?
I would say self-confidence is definitely more important than academic success, but not discounting the fact that academic success is also important.
Agree, completely agree. Yeah. What do you believe is the most important factor to achieve your potential in life? Knowledge or decision-making ability? If you have to choose one.
Decision-making ability. I think there are a lot of people who are knowledgeable, who are very knowledgeable, but if they lack, if they don't take that decision at the right time,
Yeah.
they will miss out on the opportunity.
Correct. So these are a few questions which are the core values of Cracks Lab Supermind, which is organizing this contest. And I would also, as an educator, I would like to know from you, why do you feel that teachers and parents are not on the same page?
I think a lot of it has to do with misinformation. As I said earlier, I spoke about Facebook groups and WhatsApp groups. A very small percentage of people are able to influence a very large percentage of people because there is no control on information. So they are misguided, and I think it's time we recognize the sacrifice of private education institutions. We recognize the hard work of private education teacher, because in India the backbone of the country is private education. Anyone who says otherwise is just fooling you, very frankly. And I'm not going to say that there is nothing wrong happening or nothing like that, but there are good people and there are wrong people in everything, So that's part of the process. But discounting the whole industry is not the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
And parents, if they want the future, if actually India wants its future to be bright, you have to support educationists in the country and give them the respect.
Yes, I think we have experienced in this pandemic as well.
Yes, absolutely. I think
whatever had been the beginning, but I think today the teachers are respected. They are actually recognized because of their efforts that they have.
Absolutely.
So one last, I won't say it a question, but what is your mother to you?
I think my mother to me is my internal guide. I always, sometimes when I get confused, I always think, okay, what she would have done in such a situation. So it's my, I would say, my ethical guide. So it's, because she, throughout her lifetime, she helped so many people and she did so much and she got a lot of success in whatever she did. And she was a very powerful lady, because she has gone through so much in her life, and with that she had such strength. So one thing I always think that I want to be as strong as her, and second thing is I want to be as ethical as her, because she had that ethics thing, very very strictly in place. So I think
Deeply rooted,
very deeply rooted, and that I always think sometimes when I have to take a decision for anything, I think that what she would have done in such a situation. So she's, I would say, internal guide.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, since we see, the splitting of families and so much difference of opinion, as a son, as a family person, what message would you like to give it to the youngsters of today?
See, today I think and that's a fact, a lot of families are separated, and kids really suffer. See, when a family separates, I think the biggest loser is the child, because he has kind of lost his father and mother, and both are equally important in the process of parenting.
True.
It's not like the mother can do everything or the father can do everything. So I always tell people is people have to be patient. I think what's happening with this generation as we are going, we are not patient enough. We don't listen, we don't wait. We want decisions today. We want a Netflix right now. So people should learn to be patient. It's a process. Every relation will have its ups and downs. Every business will have its ups and downs. End of the day, what matters is how you treat people. And same thing happens in family, how you treat your better half, or other half.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it comes down to treating people the right way.
So thank you so much, Siddharth, for your patient replies and so well-defined vision. This is what we learn from him, and my best wishes to all his endeavors to make this world a better place today.
Thank you.